You mentioned cannabis. We're about a month away from legalizing recreational use cannabis. Does your office have any concerns on how that new industry might place demands on water resources?
Well, I think there's possibilities that certain parts of the state, wherever a cannabis operation is setting up, might have a little bit of stress added to that unique locale. But that's our job, is to make sure that any kind of impairment that we see is addressed by that particular purveyor or the industry as a whole. But it's just like any other, you have the oil and gas industry, you have other things that come and go within the economic structure of the state, and we want to make sure we keep things in balance and one industry doesn't overwhelm a community or other water users. That's our job as administrators of the resource.
So one of the things that lawmakers did during this past session was consider a measure that would have taken away the requirement that cannabis applicants have proved their water right. And there was a lot of conversation about that. I'm curious, some people say that it's confusing or complicated. Where does your office come in on that?
Yeah, we feel like we're caught in the middle a little bit on that issue. Senate Bill 100 had first of all, they were just trying to address background checks, and in that same section of that they were trying to amend is the issue about water. So there was an amendment by, I believe it was Senator Purtle, that wanted to authorize or minimize the need for that upfront check of the water permit process. But across the board, I've had a little concern about kind of singling out another legal crop that you can grow for a specific, review, compared to like when the hemp came in, there wasn't a requirement to review the water rights for somebody that wanted to grow hemp. And now this came in, and I think it was because of a particular grower that was doing medical growing up maybe in the Pena Blanca area that was using the municipal system there, that was overwhelming that system, and that was a problem that can be regulated even by the mutual domestic themselves, by not allowing for a commercial use to hook up to their system. So there's ways we can deal with that problem, and having the review on the front end kind of, I would say, totally complicated the process of getting good actor cannabis producers up and running on a timely basis. But on the other hand, we do have to make a concerted effort to make sure the bad actor side of any kind of water use is controlled.